I am.
I don't understand
Right.
that. I mean,
Right.
maybe by choice they would prefer not to be at the shelters, but they are available.
I know.
I mean, they are what they are.
The shelters
Are
The
available.
overnight shelters and the
Are
day
available to
services.
women for Salvation Army. Ms. Lynn made sure that those that days were up, that they got an extension. The men's shelter is open. I'm with Porchlight. I have reached out to them, so I don't know what that last comment was about.
So can we talk to you on camera?
Not without Ms. Lynn, because I don't.
Yeah, I'll do it
Yeah.
from the neck up, but I can't answer, and I'm not
Right.
being evasive. I'm Human Services.
You're
I'm
more
not
than willing.
part.
You're more than willing to
No.
speak to me. I
Yeah.
just don't. That the what they're telling the media, I know it's not true because they know I reached to them. I gave them all my cards, and I reached to them if they don't want to go. It's a one thing. It's not that the shelter is not available.
Right.
The shelter is available for them. It's just that's it. The shelter
but
sucks,
that's the
but
whole-
it's not that it's not available.
Not that it's not
Yeah.
available.
Okay.
And a lot of people.
The men's
utilize
shelter
it.
is available.
Well,
Okay.
I think people are.
And we have outreach to those and asked them to go to the men's shelter. Those that were banned, we made other arrangements for them to go.
What arrangements?
The single women, those that were banned, we made arrangements for them. Some ladies have left here and went to the single women's shelter. So I don't know what the discrepancy is.
So why do they think there are no shelters here, or that there's no shelters available?
No, he didn't say that. He said that he didn't want to go. It's not, they don't want to go. It's a difference in wanting to go and not wanting to go. It's not that you don't have shelter, you just don't want the accommodations of the shelter.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, typically
Why don't you
men don't use the shelter until to conserve their 60 days, even if
But
they want to.
We have allowed extensions so that
Dane
they will
County,
not run out of days. We've
Porchlight
made exemptions
have made
everywhere.
all type of exceptions for those that were banned. Now, and then they know I'm not making up any stories about this. Okay? Am I? I'm not making up any stories about
No,
this.
just
I work
half
for
the truth,
Porchlight.
that's all.
Pardon?
Only half the truth.
What half am I telling you, sir?
No, you force people into situations
I
that they
force
don't
you?
care to.
No.
Okay, you telling us that's an alternative.
That's it.
not an alternative for us.
Absolutely.
Okay?
So again, you don't want to accept the accommodations. That's all it is. All it is, you don't want the
Would you
accommodations.
go to those accommodations?
I've lived in the shelter. I've lived in the
With
women's
bedbugs?
shelter. I lived at Holly House.
Okay.
Okay.
And
I
you
did
told
what
us
I
there
had
was
to do. It's
no
not
bug
about
beds
me
in
today.
the
It's
shelter,
about
but
me
there still-
outreaching
there
to
are.
you all.
And so maybe we got a different set of standards, and
Right,
we
that's
don't want to
exactly,
deal with that
Exactly,
crap.
sir.
That's what
That's
she's
all I'm
saying.
saying. That's what I'm saying. When I was in the shelter, you got out at 5 o'clock and stayed out in the cold until 7 o'clock and then went in and laid your bed down. But we're not talking about me. We're talking about what Porchlight is and Dane County is doing. We're outreaching
And it
to
ought
you.
to change because we don't want to deal with Preston telling us, "Yo, a bunch of scum."
Well,
You know,
two days
and
ago,
you
didn't
know-
you tell us that there
Punks.
was no bed bugs in the men's shelters? But
Pardon
here
me,
we
sir?
find out in 1 and 2 that there is still bed
Have you been there,
bed
sir?
bugs.
Have you been there?
No, but
We-
I
and
saw
that's all
that the
hearsay.
health
We saw the
department-
Really, I got
some marks on my
Okay,
arm.
I'm done.
Public
I'm done.
Oh, now you're done.
Okay, sir, you know I've been outreaching for you and doing everything
You
I
ain't
can
been
to
able
help
to do
you.
nothing for me.
Excuse me?
Steve Schooler is not going to do nothing for me.
You're talking about
He
Steve
always signed.
Schooler. I'm not talking about Steve
Porchlight's
Schooler.
not going to do
He's your
nothing for me.
boss.
He
So
is
don't
my
lie.
boss. Sir, I'm not lying. And don't get on
They're
national
not-
TV.
they're not gonna
I done
do
gave
nothing
them
for
bus
me. I'm
tickets
banned from
and-
all
and
Porchlight
And we
things.
also, sir, actually, we tried to get you a Tularium. You say you don't want to go because of your partner.
You don't have a drug
But you're
problem.
saying
I'm not gonna
Porchlight.
argue on
So
this camera.
what can be done
I'm not gonna
to
argue.
fix the situation, to meet in the middle? What can be done as far as
These other people have been working. Miss Brenda has been working with them. Miss Lynn has been working there. If you don't want help, you can't make people take help. We out here outreaching every day. If you don't, if you don't want to go, sir, I may not be out here every day, but I've been to every site outreaching, and I'm not against you guys at all. So don't get it on me. All I'm saying is don't say that we don't have shelter for you, because we do have
The
shelter.
shelter sucks.
You don't have the shelter you want. I'm done.
Are you willing to spend the night in that
I
shelter?
lived in the shelter, sir. I lived in a single
Maybe it
women's
was
shelter
nicer then.
for 90 days.
You know, this is really unfortunate.
Right, and I'm a go because I work with mothers in the neighborhood, and I'm not going to get upset.
Everybody was trying to help
My name is
people,
Sina
arguing
Davis.
against each other. That's not
Sina.
gonna help us
And
get the
Davis,
services
D-A-V-I-S.
Yes, CAVIS.
And what's your
is
name?
by looking.
Porchlight. I need
I'm
to
a
get
street outreach worker.
Firing and
Do you work for
rehiring.
Porchlight?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I do.
Arguing is not going to solve the subject,
It's
so
not.
I'm a
let's go.
street
Come
outreach
on.
worker.
Come on, guys,
Right.
let's
Do
go.
you have a card?
Yes, I do. I didn't come out here I just came out here observing. I'm not even on the clock. But this is what I do. Okay? And I now reach to everybody. If you don't want it, you don't want it. Maybe they want everybody to build a house or something. I don't know. But we're doing the best that we can.
No, I never expect nothing like that.
Ma'am?
Are there any neighbors?
Ma'am, what about sitting down and talking with the whole group? Then maybe you would know.
I have sat down. I mean, I don't interrupt their meetings because I'm not invited to them.
Everybody's invited.
I'd be more than willing to be invited. I'm not against this.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not against
No, I can tell you're not, but everybody's invited to the meetings.
Yes.
So if you sat down and talked with all
Well,
these
I came
folks,
here with Dorothy.
you might find out then why they don't want to go to those shelters and maybe be able to do
I know
something.
some of the downsides of the shelter. I
Yeah.
lived in the shelter,
They
but
don't care.
they keep saying we don't care. I care.
I can see
Stand
that.
up to your boss.
There's other, ma'am,
Make some changes.
Yes, sir.
there's other barriers just besides not caring or not wanting to be in the shelter. There's things like you have to be up for work early, or you
But
have.
that's called structure. That's called structure.
Right, and you know, and when
And that's all it
when,
is.
When Occupy Madison the first time happened, I mean there
See, if
there were two distinct people that used the shelter regularly, and when they ran out of days, came to Occupy Madison.
And that's what.
and
And
people
now
that didn't.
that's a whole different. When you run out, what do you do?
Right.
I mean, I was
Yeah.
just one of the lucky ones that was able to get in the hospitality house. But I worked with somebody. You had to go in there working with somebody.
What I'm trying to say is when there are people that can survive in that structured environment and thrive, and there's other people that it's devastating for.
Yeah.
For example, out at the campground that nobody knew about because it was legal, 17 people out of 50 achieved housing. You know,
Okay.
and that's because they had their independence. What you're asking people to do is give up their independence. Give up 100% of their independence because of some legal finagling. That's not you personally asking that. That's what the city's doing. And maybe missing an opportunity here where people are achieving better things in their lives. And we want to funnel them all into this extremely structured environment that actually is devastating.
And I
want to
thank you for sharing that because I never heard that aspect of it as far as independence. And some people cannot take it. I understand. Vice versa.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't think.
Let's hug it out. Hug it out.
Absolutely.
Let's hug it out here.